And what is up, guys? Today we're on my first video, and today I'll be walking you through on how to play Age of History 2. So first we're gonna go here into games. We're gonna click on new game, and now I'll have to show you how to do movement, basic movement. So you can use the right mouse button and kind of drag it around, or the left mouse button, or even the middle mouse button, and you'll move. And you can also scroll the middle mouse to zoom in and out. Anyways, we'll be picking an age and country. So to pick the age, you just go on these arrows. On the right arrow, you move further in time, and on the left arrow, you move back in time. So here we'll be going into the modern era. Skip a bit here and there. So now we're in the modern era, and we're gonna pick a country. So I'll be playing as Germany. You can pick whatever country you want, but I also recommend playing as Germany so you can stay intact with the tutorial. So you click the country you want to play, right click the country it gave you at the start, and click play. So first thing you'll want to know is this is a turn-based game. So when you press space, it will go to the next turn. And basically, if you commit an action in a turn, and when you press space and go to the next turn, the action will actually happen. And I'll be showing you this later. So you also have technology points. So let's click on it, and you see you have all of these categories. So you're gonna want to put 5 in every category except colonization cost, because colonization cost is useless. You'll barely be colonizing, especially in the modern era. And overall, even if you are colonizing, it's still pretty useless. So we're gonna start by putting 5 in everything, like this. And you see, some of these also increase the amount of money you make, especially income taxation and income production. So you're gonna want to prioritize these over everything else. So if you have any excess points, you're gonna want to split them between these two. And if you have an extra point that you can't split, you're gonna want to put it into income taxation. So prioritize income taxation over production, because most of the time taxation gives you more money. Now sometimes production also does, but if you're playing especially a small country, taxation will give you more. Anyways, the map is made out of these tiles called provinces, and they may hold cities. So these provinces have population, and population is very important for the province. You'll be seeing why later. Now let's move on to the UI. So you can click the flag here of your country and access this big screen. It kind of just tells you all of these rankings and this main income thing. But you can also access that through here. And now I'll be explaining what this actually is. So you see you have these spendings, or if you spend money on. So if you increase taxes, you see I get more money, but that's because I'm making more taxes. And you can also increase everything else to get the buffs on specific things. So on goods you get more population growth, but also lose a lot of money. And the research, you're gonna be researching new technology levels much faster. And investments you're gonna see later. So make sure that you don't go over the minimum, because that's obviously bad. And make sure that this isn't the plus. Anyways, let's move on to so I have movement points. So movement points limit everything that you can do in one turn. So let's say that I want to make troops. So we're gonna just do this. And you see I lost some movement points. And if I click space, you see that those troops are made, and my movement points are regenerated. And you also have diplomacy points, and you're gonna use these to commit to diplomacy actions. But you see, if you commit to diplomacy actions, it won't affect your movement points, and if you commit to general actions, it won't affect your diplomacy points. And you also have the diplomacy tab. You won't be using this much. It kind of gives you an overview of what other countries think. and the diplomacy with other countries. But you also have map modes, and you see, I don't know which one I'm in, but okay, diplomacy. Let's go back to the political, because that's the base one. You also have other ones, like the army map mode. You can see where all of your armies are. The income map mode, where you can build these workshops. The technology map mode, which shows the technologies of every country. The population map mode, you get the deal. And also you can select a country by clicking on it. And clicking tab gives you an overview, like you get in the diplomacy tab. Now I'll be teaching you basic economy. So you see, when you press space, you gain a bit of income. So income is your most important thing. Now this isn't really your income, it's your balance. So you see you have income, which is how much money you make, and expenses, which is how much money you lose. And the balance is how much money you gain when you click space. Because balance is basically your income subtracted by your expenses, and if your expenses become higher than your income, you'll be losing money, and you don't want to get into that. And you see, you have everything that's causing you to gain money and to lose money. So we're gonna exit this, and now let's actually learn how to grow the economy. So first you have income. When I click this side tab, I select a province, and if I click it again, I can build a workshop. So we're gonna click construct, and now it's constructing a workshop. So now let's click space, and as you can see, we've just got some extra income, more than we would get on average. Now, if we do this a bit more with multiple provinces, we're gonna be also gaining a lot more money in general. So now let's skip a few turns. And as you can see, our income isn't really growing because this isn't an overall good way to make money, but it's a good side thing. It's better to do it than not. But if your economy is strong like Germany's, don't do it. But if you're playing a small country like these ones, you're gonna wanna do it because it'll actually help. Next, you have economy and development. So these are your investments. And that's also what I was talking about here. Once you increase this, you'll be gaining more of both economy and development. But you're not gonna want to increase that because it's not really useful. Because you're gonna be doing it like this. So double click, maximize the gold you want to spend on it, and click confirm, and do it with a lot of these provinces. Make sure that you really grow the economy here. And development is a very good way to grow it, better than income. But there's also one better way. So let's continue until we don't have any more movement points. So let's click political again, and let's press space a bit. And as you can see, the economy is growing more than it would normally. And now I'll be showing you the best method. So it's here in the economy tab. Well, it's literally in the name. It's the best way to grow your economy. So double click the province, maximize the gold, and do it a bit more. As you can see, since the method is better, you're gonna be spending more movement points on development. That's just how the game works. So let's do it. And now we don't have any more points. I'll press space a bit, and as you can see, the economy is going a lot better than for normal. Now, sorry for mentioning other countries this much, but if you're a small country, you'll be seeing a lot more growth. Anyways, you also have troops. So once you click on this province, you'll see that it holds troops. And you can right click on another province and click on this to send them out. Now you can also click here on the X to cancel the action. So now if you press space a bit and skip a few turns, you're gonna see that they're moving. Now, some people don't notice, but a quicker way to do this is just clicking right click and clicking it again. This is a lot faster, as you can see, and most people don't notice, so make sure you're doing this is a lot faster and easier. And then you can click on the province and go here to recruit and recruit how many soldiers you wish. So I'll be recruiting as much as I can. If you're preparing for an invasion, make sure that you recruit a bunch of soldiers. Just make sure that you don't go into a deficit, because you see, soldiers cost maintenance. As you can see, my economy decreased by a lot, my balance, because I'm making armies that need to be maintained. Now I'll send these guys here, and also, as you saw me do right now, you can, while you select your province, you can adjust how many troops of this unit you want to send. So I'll say 500, and only 500 get sent. Make sure you're using this because it's very useful. Now let's skip a few turns, and I'll be sending them to these front lines. Make sure that you're using all your soldiers if you're doing an invasion, because if you're not, you're basically just wasting money. Now let's quickly attack Luxembourg to quickly just show how it works. So click here on the declare war action, declare war, and move into the province basically. Now let's give a few turns, and there we go. Luxembourg is defeated. So now we'll be invading Belgium next. So build some more soldiers, like that. Make sure that they're on the front line, not behind. Right on the front line. And if they're not in the front line, if they're in just one big stack, the enemy troops can go through, and you're gonna have to chase them around your territory. I'll demonstrate later with the Netherlands, but for now let's declare war on Belgium to kind of show what war is like. So as you can see, their troops are red now, so you can see that they're enemies. And now we're gonna send them into their territory like this. And they're gonna move in, capture, and we're gonna send these guys in so we can have a proper front line. And now you see, this one province is bordering more provinces, so we're gonna send half here and half here, like that. And now we're gonna make sure that you capture everything, and there we go. Belgium's defeated, take everything. Now you see, in the peace treaty, since Belgium is small, we can take everything. But if you can't take everything, then make sure that you vassalize them, and I'll be showing you why that is useful later. And take land if you can, if you have any more war score after taking, because war score is basically how much you can do in the peace treaty. Now I'm gonna click send demands, yes, and there we go. We just sent it to Belgium. Now next we're gonna invade the Netherlands to show you what a fail would look like. So let's go like this, but we're gonna do something that we haven't done before. So I'm just gonna set these guys out here. We don't need this big stacks for the Netherlands, but you see, we're gonna leave a small gap here in the front line. Just send these guys out first. Not those guys, we're gonna recruit there. So you see here, there's a gap. They can pass through. So now if I declare war, and I send these guys in, like this, but ignore here. See, they can pass through, and they can spread into your territory and capture a lot of it. So make sure that doesn't happen. And I think that they're gonna do it now, probably. No, they're not, luckily. Anyways, make sure that you have more soldiers that are gonna go into the capital, because the capital usually has the most soldiers defending it. So push in like that. Make sure that no soldiers are being wasted, send them all in. Okay, they're actually pretty strong. I wasn't expecting this. Now they can pass in. So you see, this is basically what the fail looks like. So we're gonna have to send all the soldiers in there. Okay, they're really spamming in, but make sure that we stabilize the front to make a actual front line like we would while preparing. I don't really think we need to now, but yeah, we just continue doing this, and make sure these soldiers are not being wasted. Just send them in onto the capital. We're also gonna predict those guys going here, so they're probably gonna send some guys here, and if you also send guys, more guys, they're gonna kill them, so they can spread into our territory. So like that. Now we're gonna predict again. Skip the turns. And there we go, the Netherlands has been defeated. Now we're gonna annex them fully. And there we go. So next I'll be needing to show you a simulation. The amount of money that France makes is condensed into this economy stat, everything it makes. And the more simulated a province is, the more money we gain from it. And you can also recruit more population. So you see, in my own territory, if I maximize this, I can make 5,000. Now we're not gonna actually make 5,000, but so cancel it here. But if you go into territory recently captured, like Belgium, we can make only 300, and that's because they're not assimilated. So we're gonna assimilate them like this, basically the same as developing or building income. As you can see, I just assimilated all of those provinces. Okay, Russia declared war. We're gonna have to deal with that, but as you can see, we just assimilated all of these provinces, and that's gonna help us a lot in the future. I'll be showing you later. Now, okay, we're in a professional Germany realm, and the final thing I'll be showing you is diplomacy. So let's click on Poland, for example. We have all of these options, so you can declare war, as I previously showed you. If you need to skip 4 turns, no big deal. So you also have ultimatums. So let's pick a country that hates us, like Britain. If we send an ultimatum, we're gonna select all our troops and demand a province like this. Now we're not actually gonna send it because they won't accept. But if you have a very strong army, and they're a lot weaker than you, you may have a chance at gaining some free provinces by sending an ultimatum, just like this. Now you can demand more provinces, but I recommend doing this so you actually have a strong army. So even if I have 30,000 troops, Belgium may not even accept, right? So you need to have a very strong army to actually do this. Let's want to improve relations. So if we improve relations, as you can see, we're also spending diplomacy points, but if we improve relations, their opinion of us will change for the better. And they won't hate us anymore, and they probably won't declare war on us. And they also have this thing called enemies. Let me just find a country of enemies. So you see, the UK is enemies of Ukraine for some reason. And Ukraine is also enemies of Poland and Germany. So enemies are basically countries that hate you, and they also have a good chance of declaring war on you. But later on, you'll see that there's also friendly civilizations. And if other countries' opinion of one country is high, they will be friendly civilizations, and they probably won't invade you and be a lot friendlier towards you, and accept more of your deals. Anyways, you can also offer alliances. Now, if you have now do alliance with Portugal, because that's probably the easiest way. So make sure to improve relations, skip a few turns. You can see that these countries have reasons to be allies with you. So if you're distant countries, like I am with Portugal, then you'll have a low chance of getting an alliance. And if you have bad relations, you have an even lower chance. But if you have the same government and if you're much stronger than them, they'll probably accept. So I'm gonna demonstrate here, and if it's over this line on the right, then and it says likelihood of success high, then you can send a proposal and they'll accept. And you can call allies into your wars, and allies can also call you into their wars. So I normally don't make allies, but you can if you're a small country. And also, you can kick them from the lands. I don't really know you would do that, but okay. And as you can see, now we have friendly civilizations. So Poland is a friendly civilization of Portugal. And I just explained what they were, so I don't need to explain again. Next, you have a trade request. So if I, let's say, offer Portugal gold and ask for provinces, they can give me, let's say, this province. Now I'm not actually gonna ask because I don't want that province, I don't need it. But if you want, it's basically an ultimatum but friendly. So let's say I was friends of Poland. So if I send out a trade request, ask for this province, and give them gold. I mean, not all of your gold, but if your country hates you, then they'll never accept your trade. So you see, they didn't. Wait, yeah, you see, they didn't accept that trade. And next, you're gonna wanna know about non-aggression pacts. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You can't invade each other. Defensive pacts are, well, you're gonna defend each other. If somebody, well, let's say Belarus attacks Poland, I'm gonna have to defend Poland, basically. Okay, so then you have proclaim independence. So if there's a country that is your overlord. Now, what is an overlord? Well, basically, when a country holds vassals, the country that holds the vessels is the overlord of the vessels. And the overlord of the vessel holds a lot of influence and hegemony in the vassal state. So if you click proclaim independence, you can do it from your overlord, and they have a high chance of refusing. And that triggers a war, and you're gonna fight a war of independence. But normally you're not gonna become a vassal if you're a good player, so yeah. Then you have form union. Now you can ask a country to unite with you basically, and both of you become just one country. So if you're unite with Poland, it'll become Germany-Poland, and you need to have very specific conditions for this. So you need to have relations over 70, be allies, and preferably be in a war. Very specific conditions, but you will be very powerful if you unite, and also you lead the union. It's not like a co-op thing. Then you have offer vassalization, and basically he asked them to become your vassal. They declined, obviously, but you can also support rebels. Now, if a country has an independence movement, usually after it conquered something, but nobody conquered anything so far, so I can't really support rebels. But if a country conquers another country, then I can support rebels, and that country that has been conquered will want to proclaim their independence, and you will probably be able to send money, but since they don't have any movements right now, I won't be able to send money. If you ask for military access, you can freely pass through that country as you wish. So the country will be needing to like you first, and this is why relations are important in diplomacy. But yeah, that's basically it for ask for military access, and you can also offer it. Don't really know how you do that, but you do you. And next you can send a gift. So if you send money to another country in the form of a gift, they'll improve their relations with you. So I'll be to send a bit more money. I don't know why it has become friendlier, but it's okay. You probably won't be sending gifts because you're gonna just be doing improve relations and send insult. Now, one thing that you're gonna wanna know with send insult is once you send an insult to an actual country, let's say I send one to Belgium, it suspends relations, and I can't improve them for 42 turns, as you can see. And also you have the prepare for feature. I skipped over it. I didn't notice, but basically, if I click it, I can ask Portugal to prepare for war against Belgium with me, and normally I just put this on the map so you have time to actually prepare, and after the preparation ends, you'll be in Togo. So, let's say I actually do it. So like this. Now, after 10 turns, I'll just make some soldiers and skip 10 turns. And now, I should be at war with Belgium, and Portugal is also gonna be into that war, as you can see. So if you have allies, this is a pretty useful feature, because instead of just immediately declaring war while they have no troops near you, you can actually prepare with them to invade. They also have technology. So technology gives you more technology points for each level, which is obviously very useful because you can get more money by spending them wisely. But also you'll be having more movement points, and overall having more technology is better because you can build more buildings too, and a lot of other benefits. And also here you can see your vassals. I also have the release a vassal option, so you can select a province to release a vassal out of, and you can create a new civilization, or you can also select the civilization that you've conquered to release as a vassal. So I don't really know how you do this, but it's pretty fun if you're just playing to have nice borders. Anyways, you can also move your capital. Don't know how you do that because it's kind of just like for money. And you can change your type of government. So you have all of these ideologies and they give different buffs. So you see, you can choose fascism, communism, monarchy. There's a lot of them. Now I'm pretty sure that fascism is the best one because it just gives the best buffs, but there's a lot of other ideologies and it just comes down to personal preference. And you can also take loans. Now, Age History, this is useful, but don't really know how you do that in Age History 2. So, you can also repay them. Now, I don't take loans, and I don't know why you should do, because normally you'll be making enough money to sustain your country, you should be. So, we're just gonna leave it at that, and that's basically it for the tutorial. You can also build buildings here when you click more, so like armories and all that. But these buildings aren't too useful. They can be useful, but they aren't too useful. And finally, you can also do a naval invasion. Now, once you come up to a port, you can send them out into the sea. And if you're fighting in overseas battles, let's say I'm fighting with Morocco, this will be useful. That's basically it. I hope you learned something new. Bye.